Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top and we're going to bring others with us. So let's get it popping. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12, or what is not going to go down on season 12, and that is the return of Phaedra Parks. She's not going to be nowhere in the building, baby. And Kandi likes it that way. So we have an interview with Phaedra Parks. She interviews with the Daily Mail, and basically she says she's not going to rule out, coming back or making a comeback to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But, right now it's not going down, and she has a new TV project that is basically in progress, and she can't wait for that to happen. And she says she's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? She says she has been through a lot. And on top of that, she doesn't understand why, Kandi Burruss is still holding onto this torch of basically, not ever wanting to see Phaedra Parks back on the show, making a dollar, making a dime, to take care of her children. Even though we know Phaedra Parks is a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer, and she has some other businesses that she do have, but she just doesn't understand why, Kandi is still upset. Kandi's still holding a grudge. And she said basically the show makes her look like she's a manipulator, that and they manipulated her character on the show to benefit, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, franchise, basically, to make her look like she's the villain, she's the bad guy, and all the other stuff. And she said that she's been on the show for 8 years, and, basically it's not really even a real reality TV show because they make you look a certain way. So this is what Phaedra Parks has said. And she said basically, yes, I heard what Kandi Burruss said about me, that she will quit the Real Housewives of Atlanta if they actually bring Phaedra Parks back on the show, or bring her back on the show. Phaedra said, I find it amusing that she is still holding on to a grudge 3 years later. I must really have impacted her life, so I'm glad I touched her like that. I was like, oh, Phaedra, we ain't gonna never see you again. The way you talking, the way that you was brash and bold and your statement with the Daily Mail. I was like, yo. And I guess, Phaedra feels like, time has went by. Kandi Burruss hasn't had any losses. And why she's still holding on to, the past. Why she's still holding on to something that happened 3 years ago. Let me get mine. Let me get my dollar. Let me get my cheddar. Let me get my money. But Phaedra Parks, she has said sorry over and over to Kandi Burruss, in the past. But right now she knows that her sorry ain't good enough. And so now she's coming out with this, persona that, what, I don't care. And she probably doesn't care because she has moved on. And she basically says she has a new TV show out here that's going to be coming on TV. And she's going to be back on TV. And then on top of that, she has a new man, Medina Islam, and she's moving forward in her situation in her life. And she was just like, I was like, Phaedra, we ain't gonna never see you again. We ain't gonna never see you on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You could have said something sweet. You could have said something, to warm people's hearts towards you, and basically kind of campaign for you to be back on the show. But the way that you express yourself, it seems like you don't have no regrets. And she says she doesn't have any regrets at all. I was like, it's going down. I was like, Phaedra Parks, man, we trying to get you back on the show. We want to see you back on the show, but we totally understand what Kandi is coming from too as well. Someone makes rumors about you that can actually destroy your life, your career, and basically put you behind bars too as well, especially if it picked up legs, if it picked up feet and people started to investigate, that would hurt Kandi Burruss's brand and everything like that. But, Phaedra Parks is like, well, I gotta move on. It is what it is. She was like, she's gonna just stay busy being a single mother, doing the things that she has to do. She has a hectic law firm, and basically she's running a foundation too as well. So it's nothing else that she can do. And she already apologized. She can't go back and change the hand of time. And since Kandi Burruss has not changed her stance on, Phaedra Parks, or on her, that, she just got to move on. It is what it is. But Phaedra Parks also said that, she never talked to anybody at Bravo. She never talked to the producers or production over there to say that she was actually coming back on the show at all. And I was like, okay, if that's the case, then why did Kandi Burruss step out and was like, yo, listen, if you come back to the show, I'm leaving. So Kandi Burruss must have heard the rumors and may have believed some of the rumors too as well. And Kandi Burruss wanted to make it clear that she is not going to work with Phaedra Parks at all. She is not going to. She don't forgive her. We already know Kandi Burruss could hold a grudge, acts escape. She, over a decade, she didn't want nothing to do with these ladies from Escape, other than, Tiny. But the rest of the ladies, she didn't want to forgive them. She didn't want to talk to them. She didn't want to have nothing to do with them, point blank, period. So once you cross Kandi, it is what it is. She ain't got no forgiveness in her heart for you. I was just like, yo, this is crazy. And so, Kandi Burruss, she responded like, I can't believe, that she feels this way. Like, she don't have any regret. And basically, Kandi Burruss feel like it's just really disgraceful and it's very ignorant for Phaedra Parks to come out and say what she said. And Kandi Burruss' statement was, I just find it sad that she has no remorse for what she did. It's like she did not see anything wrong with that. The singer says, I feel like if anybody did what she did to me, or to her sons in the future, she would have a totally different outlook on the situation. So I just think she would rethink it. If she doesn't, that's cool. She's canceled in my opinion anyway. So, Kandi Burruss is saying that Phaedra Parks is canceled in her situation and she's canceled for Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she ain't coming back and I'm keeping my stance. And if she ever comes back on the show, I'm leaving. And that's going to be it. I was just like, yo. I was just like, damn. So it don't look like, Phaedra Parks is actually coming back to the show. And I understand Kandi Burruss, reaction to it. Like, you don't even, like, if you get any chance to say anything about me or the situation, you think you'll be more apologetic to as well, being a minister, going to church and actually being a, entertainment lawyer where you will be politically correct, or at least try to be. But since you say you don't have no regret and you just think it's not a big deal as well, and basically, Phaedra Parks, she shaded Kandi. She shaded Kandi like, She shaded her like it's nobody's business. I was like, damn. But Kandi Burruss is, she's doing her thing. She got her glow up. And it seems right now that Phaedra Parks is trying to get her glow up too as well, because, all this week and all of last week, the attention has been on Phaedra Parks. She's been on all the blogs. Her new relationship with Medina Islam has basically got people talking about her again too as well. And the situation with, Apollo being rearrested, going back to jail and won't be getting out until October, that shines the light on Phaedra Parks too as well. And if she got a TV show coming out, then, she got a TV show coming out. But Phaedra Parks just feels like she's the scapegoat for everything. But you said what you said. So, needless to say, these ladies are never going to get back together. I don't know, maybe 10 years later, maybe 20 years later, maybe they'll have a relationship. Maybe they can even talk to each other. But at this time and point, Kandi don't want nothing to do with Phaedra Parks. And she don't want to work with her. She don't want to be on the same set with her, point blank, period. And now that Phaedra Parks has stepped off the porch and said what she said in the interview with Daily Mail, Kandi really doesn't want anything to do with her. Like she said, she's canceled. I'm done and I'm too through, and she don't want to talk about her no more because she's doing her damn thing. What do you guys think about the situation between Phaedra Parks and Kandi? Do you think Phaedra Parks should return back to the show or not? And do you think Kandi has a right to, just basically say, I'm not going to work with you. I'm not going to work with you, Phaedra Parks, because you could have destroyed me. You especially this time in the Me Too movement and all the stuff that's going on with women's rights, you could have destroyed me. You could have hurt me. You could have damaged everything that I built for decades. So what do you guys think about the situation? Whose side are you on? Peace and out. One love to all my peeps and my peoples.